Yo, what's going on? I'm Leslie. You're currently inside of my kitchen area. I'm in a hotel right now, and my phone was about to die, so I just put it on charge. And I was like, you know what? I need to film a video. I just got up and I was like, I need to film a video. And so that's what we're doing today. Let me just turn this light off. Wow, that's loud. So today is my 27th birthday, and I spent my birthday by myself, which is one of the reasons why I'm having this conversation with you. So basically, I was 25 and now I'm 27, and in between those 2 years I have been chronically ill. And today that I spent my 27th birthday by myself, I wasn't lonely at all. I had a really good day. But when you do spend a lot of time by yourself, you do tend to think about a lot of things. And one of those things that I was thinking about today was the fact that, have I wasted so much time being by myself the last 2 years? Have I, wasted because this is your youth. Your 20s are really your youth. And I often do think, is there other things that I could be doing that are better with my time than just being in solitude and like all that? And I guess I've come to a few conclusions, and I just kind of, felt like talking about them with you today. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk. It's my birthday and I'm alone, so if you would like to spend some time with me, let's just have a chat. So yeah, I got sick when I was 25, like 2 months after, and then the first year was hell because I obviously had never dealt with that before, and I was trying to figure out my symptoms and like all of that sort of thing. And then it was really isolating, and the first few months I was overseas and I was by myself in this house. I wasn't by myself in the house, I was with people, but I was in this house, in this country. I had to quit my job and everything like that. I've explained it on my channel, and the first 3 months of not knowing that my life was going to change forever was traumatic. It was terrifying, really. And so then that was 25, was figuring out what the fuck. And then 26, by last year, I had accepted it. I completely was like, okay, so this is just something that I have to live with now. And like by the time I turned 26, I was like, okay, I know that like it's gonna take some time to fix this. I have a chronic stomach illness. The doctors don't know what it is, except for the fact that it could be related to trauma. That was 26. And then today I'm 27, and I've never been afraid of getting older. I don't know why. I think it's because I had to grow up really quick growing up, and I kind of always had this thing of like, I can't wait to get older because I can't wait for people to like respect what I'm saying, because no one around me respects anything that I'm saying. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation when you were young, where people that were older than you had conversations and you weren't allowed to be a part of it because you were young, or they told you to just be quiet and let the adults talk. That was sort of the thing. And like, I don't know, I just always had this thing in my head of like, I can't wait until I get older. Now I'm like 27, and this is the first time in my life I have ever felt like an adult, truly, because little did she know, she was about to spend her entire teenage years and early 20s surviving, and it's only like just this last year to 6 months that I've truly stepped into who I am like as an adult, and like come to the fact that like, okay, I'm an adult. And it sounds really strange, but the last 2 months that I've kind of had off of YouTube, I've really been like, it's been really, really hectic, because I've kind of been stepping away from my childhood, stepping away from, I don't know, I'm 27, but if you've never lived in survival mode, you don't understand, like, you kind of aren't completely there. And now that I'm like rebirthing, I'm here, and it's like, okay, that was really unfair that I missed out on all that time, but now I am an adult, you know? So it's like, okay, I'm an adult. And I feel really good. I feel really good about being 27. And I feel like this is the first time in my life that I am capable, self-reliant, independent. Even if I have been those things, this is the first time that I've really like accepted the fact that I can look after myself, and I can really do this shit. I don't know, I didn't grow up in an environment that wanted me to get better, wanted me to be confident, wanted me to succeed. That's not the environment that I grew up in. And so I think that's why it's taken a long time to finally get here, because I did this shit by myself, you know? And now, like, I did lose those 2 years, but I think that it was a really, really important time in my life of sorting so many things out, facing so many things, facing myself, facing my, you know, my self-sabotaging behavior, facing everything. I've kind of learned to be the person judging, even if I'm not judging. It's like I look at the world now from my point of view, whereas my entire life I looked at the world from everyone else's point of view looking at me. So the last 2 years of my life that I've spent by myself, and, you know, I've come to terms with judgment and opinions and what people think of me and what people see of me, and like not giving a fuck anymore. I've really stepped into, okay, but how do I feel about that? How do I feel about this situation? What do I want to do? You know, being by myself these last 2 years has proven to give me a lot of strength in myself, obviously, because when you're spending so much time by yourself, you really learn so much about yourself, but you also learn what you're capable of. It's not for the faint of heart going through chronic illness and going through it on your own. You know, it's been really, really hard, like really dark as well. And so I've learned a lot about myself and how much I can handle, and really come to acknowledge my own opinions of the world and my own opinions of things. And I stopped people pleasing, and I've set up so many boundaries in my life because I had to, and it was so necessary. And now that I'm 27, yeah, like all of these things over the last 2 years have really come into click and really made me into this strong, capable person that it might have taken me like another decade or longer than that if I hadn't have faced myself these last 2 years. So all of this to say, I don't know if I've linked everything together. I've just kind of been talking from the top of my head, but all of this to say that I'm 27. I feel good. I'm excited for this next year of my life, and I'm excited for the future. You know, there was a time where especially the last 2 months, where I was like, there's no future. Things aren't gonna get good for me. Like, this is it. And then the last few weeks, God's just been like, here, have this. Here, have this, you know. helping me get to this place, and now like everything's clicked. But it took its time. And there was something else I was gonna say too. 27. Oh yeah, now that I'm spending my birthday by myself, I thought I was gonna be sad about it, but I'm not. I actually spent all day at house inspections because I'm moving into my own place for the first time. It's like sort of like a granny flat unit sort of situation that I'm looking for, and I went and saw a few today, so that was fun. I also woke up early and watched the sunrise. It was so beautiful today, oh my god. Had a coffee. It was just a really good day, and I was by myself, but I guess I did a lot of reflecting, and I did a lot of like, I don't know. The last month or so that I've been away from YouTube, I've been doing a lot of thinking about what kind of content I really want to share, because this YouTube is like a really fun creative outlet for me, and because I don't have that many people in my life, it's also something that's really helped me there, you know, have like some support. So thank you if you've been watching my channel. I don't want to make videos anymore that don't align with me. I don't have the time in my life anymore, you know. Now that I think about the fact that I've just spent so much time by myself, it's like I want to live, and I want to share more parts of myself in a different way, rather than just talking about, you know, my weight loss, because that's what this channel started to become. And I think that it's, for me, weight loss has always been more than weight loss. Weight loss has always been about living my life again, because it wasn't just the last 2 years that I lost to chronic illness. It was like the 3 or 4 before that where I was 123 kilos. And now it's like, finally, I've worked through so much. And now I'm at this place with myself that feels really, really good. Yeah, now I'm 27. And this is the first time I've ever felt like an adult. This is the first time in my life I've ever felt capable of standing on my own and just being like, yeah, I'm an adult. Which is really funny actually, because some kid called me ma'am the other day. Sorry, ma'am. I'm 27, I'm not a grandma. Ma'am? Oh my god. And a few weeks ago, I went and got, it was a really hard day, I went and got a can of Canadian Club from the bottle shop, and they didn't check my ID. And I was like, I literally said, are you gonna check my ID? Please. I was like begging them, please check my ID. And she was like, well, she has to, like in Australia the laws are insane. It's like 30 grand or something if you serve underage people. So she was like, oh yeah. And I gave it to her, and she was like, yeah. Thank you. Sure. I'd love some sort of Asian dish right now. It would just really end my 27th birthday quite well. Maybe a Coke. Yeah. But yeah, I do a lot of thinking because I'm by myself. And I always have done that though. Like ever since I was young, I've questioned things. Questioned everything. And I think it's good to question things. People go their entire lives without questioning things. And I could not be me. Far, far from it. I question God. I question, you know, if God exists, what is the universe, you know. I question people in like higher up. I question my parental figures. I question everything. And I always used to, growing up, question like the elders in my life, like the people that raised me and everything, and they didn't like it. Because I was supposed to be the young one. Like I said, it's taken me ages to get to this place because I was always taught that the older people deserve respect. Let me tell you now that I'm 27 and I've really questioned things, you know, now that I've really taken a look, I'm not impressed by a lot of people. I don't respect a lot of people and how they live. I don't respect them. And just because you're older than me does not mean you deserve respect. And like vice versa, if you don't want to respect me, fine. But the whole like, I'm older than you, so you have to respect me thing is so outdated. So outdated. And it's really good to question people. I think it's just about being self-aware. You know, question your own values compared to other people's and the people in your life. I think the people around you should have, I guess, similar views on things. Not all things, but like, I think it's really important to have people around you with similar like ideologies and ways of being in a positive way. Because sometimes we keep people in our lives because we don't want them going. We don't want to leave them, but we don't have the same views as them. We don't agree with them on so many things, and at the end of the day, we don't always respect them. And I think that it's okay to question these people and question whether it's affecting your life. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me because it's just recently happened in my life where people that I'm really close to have terrible views on life, and I've had to, and it affects me because I don't speak up all the time about my own views, because I want them in my life. But then it's like, do I really need them in my life if we have very distant views? Yeah. I'm 27. I don't really want to talk about this today. You know, let's just not get too deep. So yeah, I think I'm gonna order some pad thai. I'm gonna like go through, I'm a writer, and so I'm gonna go through my book and I'm just gonna read it and I'm just gonna enjoy what I've read. I love doing that sometimes, just kind of getting back into it. And I think that that's how I want to spend my night, is just with my art, with the things that I'm creating. And I think that's why I'm making this video, is because I know that my time, you know, as chronically ill, isn't wasted when I'm practicing my art, because I love my art and it brings me purpose and fulfillment. And that's ultimately what we're looking for in life, is fulfillment and purpose. And I think that by doing these things that light you up, it's not a waste of your life. I think a waste of your life is like doom scrolling and spending it with people who aren't the people that you want to be around, people that you don't agree with. on a deeper level, not just like, I don't agree with you, so I don't want to be around you, but like wasting your life with people that you don't even necessarily completely like, but are afraid of like not having people in your life is a massive waste of time. It's a massive waste of time. And I think that the sooner you get away from people who are bad for you and bad for your life, the sooner you find people who are going to fill that spot and are decent people. But and like I know that, and that's why I'm like totally okay with being 27 and by myself, is because I don't have people, like family people, that I really want in my life. I don't really want them in my future because of how damaging they have been to my life. And so I'm okay being by myself. We're chilling. I'm gonna make my art. I'm gonna order a pad thai, get a Coke. Yeah, I'm not gonna think about being 27 anymore. Like, I did that this morning. Yeah, this was just a video talking about some things that I've been thinking about. I've actually filmed a video on like for YouTube every week. I just haven't posted anything. And I think I really needed time to sort through all of that slog of stuff I was still holding and just bullshit, really. Like, I needed to like work that out. And I am not the same person that I was 2 months ago. No way. And yeah, like I said, I did actually gain a bit of weight because of the stress and because of the I had to move back to my hometown, and that was actually where I gained all of that weight. That was actually the place that I became 123 kilos, because it's just such a bad environment. It's just awful for me, like abusive. And on the weekend there was a really bad situation that happened. That's why I'm in this hotel, because I was like, you know, I gotta get out. I'm done. I'm not wasting my 27th year here. And honestly, like, these people don't deserve me in their life. And I'm not, like, I really went downhill around these people. And when you go downhill around people, those aren't people that are meant to be in your life. Those aren't people that you're meant to have around you. That's not the right environment for you. The right environment should lift you up. And already the last 3 days, I have like come into such bliss, and like my skin's already clearer. I already feel so much less stressed. Like, I already feel confident enough to sit in front of a camera. And I haven't for 2 months. Like, yeah, it's good to get out of situations and away from people that aren't meant for you. And don't waste your life with people that you don't agree with, or are just not good people, or you just have they don't make you feel good, they don't uplift your life. Like, life is too short. The last 2 years that I've spent alone, right? I would have rather spent those 2 years than with the wrong people. Like, in a way, I'm glad that God kind of separated me. Even if it was brutal, even if it was like the hardest thing I've ever had to do, I'm still glad that I went through that. And I'm glad that I became the person that I am today. Because if I didn't go through that, I still would be a people pleaser. I still would have all these insecurities. I would still be holding on to this trauma, being just like holding everything inside of me. I still would have been battling these things. I would have been, before I got sick, I was like 90 kilos, and I had no Like, I had no idea about nutrition, like at all. I didn't care about nutrition. Like, I did not care. Like, yeah, I did lose, what, like 33 kilos, but it was purely from change of environment, moving overseas, changing my lifestyle. It wasn't like deeper. In the last 2 years, I've really had to go deep. I've been forced to go deep. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes God or the universe or whatever you believe in, or just your body in general, will say enough is enough, and something has to change because this isn't healthy. And that is literally what happened to me. Like, how I was living just wasn't good, I guess. And then I had to learn how to make it good. I had to learn what a fulfilling life means. And I'm only 27, and I might not have learned those lessons until I was like 40, like late 30s, you know. I might not have had like my come to Jesus moment until I was like 10 years older. So it kind of is miraculous going through 2 years of like fast tracked, like God saying, I'm gonna put you through the ringer. I'm gonna absolutely destroy you mentally, emotionally, and physically. I'm going to make you so uncomfortable that you have to change. I'm going to put you in a place within your life that you have to make these changes. Otherwise, you don't have any other options. And so I did. And now I'm here talking to you on my 27th birthday. Wild. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, like, I'm still sick. I'm still chronically ill. I'm hoping that is going to be my main focus over this next year, is health and money. Because health and money equals freedom, and freedom is what I've learned is the most important thing to me. Having independence, having, my personal freedom is the most important thing to me in my life. Yeah. But I am gonna get pad thai tonight. Like, I'm gonna get pad thai. I'm gonna get a Coke and a pad thai. So, I ended up going with this like chicken nut, like cashew nut sort of stir fry instead of pad thai. And then I got a, what's it called? Laksa soup. Yes. Anyway, that was me. Today I'm 27, and I'm glad that I got to just sit down in front of this camera and yap. So if you made it to the end, thank you for spending my 27th birthday with me. And I look forward to this next year of my life. I'm in the process of moving away from certain people in my life. And it's a very, empowering thing, is when you say enough is enough, and I'm going on my own way. But it's also terrifying, and it's also, it's liberating, but it's scary, and it's sad, and it's all of these things. And that's why I'm saying that I'm letting go of my childhood, and I'm letting go of anything that I don't want in my adult life. Yeah. So, cheers to adulthood. I'm gonna end this here. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.